20 watts input and 30 watts output. Nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. $11. Can't beat that. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Jason with Tech-Centered, and today we got a first look at the Anker Zolo. Now last week I did a review on my favorite power bank, which is the Anker Nano. And a lot of the features that are in this guy are also in this. Whereas this is over $30 for a 10,000 milliamp battery, this is gonna run you, well, I bought it for 11 bucks just to check it out. Haven't even opened the box, so let's dig into this and see what this thing's all about. This thing has 30 watt output, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Also, it has a screen and integrated cable. So packaging is pretty nice. We got the standard Anker, just normal stuff on here. Let's just rip this all apart and get this product out. Take a look. I'm liking this. This is nice. It looks very sleek. A little bit bigger than what a normal 10,000 milliamp battery bank should be. You know, compared to something like this is an old Anker 10,000 milliamp. You can see it's quite hefty. It does have the integrated cable though. This one is 20 watts input and 30 watts output, which is, you know, pretty normal for a power bank, you know, at this price range. I mean, 11 bucks, that's what I paid for this thing. I had a couple dollar coupon on Amazon, and the product itself I think is like 16. So I just had to pull the trigger on 11 bucks just to see, because I'm curious how this and the Anker Nano, which this is 34 bucks. This is the one I reviewed last week, and this is my favorite power bank because it's 30 watts in and out, has a screen, has low power mode. Let's see if this, I believe this has low power mode too. Yeah, you can see the little green dot in the top left corner right here. There's a screen on this, but it's nowhere near as detailed as the Anker Nano. So let's just compare the weight. Actually, let's grab the dimensions of this guy real quick. So hold on, the cable looks to be about 6 inches. 5.5 inch integrated cable. We got 2.5 inches in width. We got 4.25 inches in length, and then it's just under an inch as depth, width, whatever you want to call it here. So that's pretty nice. We got the integrated USB-C cable up top. I do like the way this kind of sticks in there, and you can use it as a carry loop. That is pretty cool. I like that. I like how it just kind of clips in there. It's very secure too. It's not gonna like come out. Like you gotta use a little bit of force to get that out of there. So it also has an additional USB-C port up at the top, and then also a USB-A on the side. I'm gonna go ahead and plug my phone in because I actually didn't charge my phone last night in anticipation for checking a look at this thing today. Let's run a tester on here just to see what we get. We should be getting, I don't know if we're gonna get 30 watts with a low battery. Let's see what we get here. It's counting up, negotiating protocols, up to 17 watts, 18 watts, and we're ticking up. So we're up to 26 watts and this thing's at 17%. So I'm assuming we're gonna get really close to 30 watts when I charge this thing. But what I'm gonna do, actually, let's get the weight on this because I'm kind of curious. We got 215 grams. That is like exactly the weight of the Nano, 7.6 ounces. Yeah, 7.6 ounces, same exact weight for both of these. This is a 30 watt in and out charger with the same ports on it, but this is 10 watts faster because this is only 20 watts in. All right, so I'm gonna completely discharge this power bank, and I need power in my phone anyway, so let's just let that roll. And then I'll plug it in here and we'll get an accurate reading on how long this thing is gonna take to charge. But honestly, I think it's gonna be about 2.5 hours, but at $11, I don't know, just kind of set it and forget it, throw it in your purse, whatever. But I'll be right back. All right, so we just got this thing fully charged. It is now at 100%. You guys can see that. It was charging at about 22 watts, right under 22 watts. So yes, 20 watt input. What I find weird though is the Anker Nano 30 watt input charges at the same time as this guy. This one took about 2 hours and 6 minutes to charge up to 100%. That's very interesting. I'm not sure why that would occur like that. I honestly have no words. You'd think that, you know, with a 30 watt power bank like this guy, it would charge a little bit faster, but roughly, I think this was like 2 hours and 6 minutes. Maybe I'm getting my numbers wrong, but yeah, about 2 hours for this guy. 2 hours and 8 minutes is what my timer said. Though, just to note, it was still drawing about 6 watts from the wall outlet over here. So I did unplug it, but I did see from 99 to 100. I tried to let it top off just to see if there was any extra power, but it just kept drawing wattage. All right, so now what I want to check is I want to check to see that 30 watt input from all ports here. We'll grab a little tester here. Let's use the integrated cable first on my phone. My phone is now at 31%. That's how much I got out of it from whatever this was before we started charging. So let's do it. Let's see what happens here. All right, negotiating protocols. 8.8 volts, 8.9 volts, 2.8 amps, and 26 watts. So yeah, 30 watts of power to a Pixel 8 Pro. I am fast charging. That's excellent. Okay, so let's check this one then. Let's plug a cable into this guy right here. Now, I'm not expecting any different results by plugging directly into the secondary USB-C port, but you never know. It's 25, can we get there? Yeah, about the same, 25 watts. Okay, and let's test the A port just to see what it can handle. I'm assuming 18. 4.8 volts. 1.4 amps. 7.3 watts. That's kind of low. That's kind of low on that for sure. Yeah, low wattage, 7.3 watts. All right, it is what it is. Now, I never use USB-A ports anymore. I think they're basically obsolete now. So what you want is, you know, your lightning cable, I guess, for you iPhone users, or, you know, the USB-C cable. I do really like this method of storing compared to this one over here where it was kind of like stuck by this little aluminum bracket thing. That is pretty nice. Now, I guess the big question here, did they put pass-through on this? So let's plug it into the wall here. And let's see it charging. Okay, it is charging. Now let's also plug a USB-C into the secondary port. And do we have power? No, doesn't look like it. No pass-through. Nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're charging 7.7 watts to the power bank, which is normal because it's at 99%. And we are charging the phone. It does have pass-through. Look at that. So the Nano does not, but the Zolo does have pass-through. Okay. Well, that is a game changer then. So I can deal with the slow wattage. You know, sometimes you want to charge your bank and your phone at the same time, but you don't have, you know, a plug that has multiple ports on it, or, you know, some of the hotel rooms these days on their lamps or whatever in their wall outlets, you have just a USB-C port. So if you have a secondary cable, you know, you can minimize the amount of plugs you're taking up. Say you're with a group of friends or whatever, and there you go. You know, for me, I go on hiking trips, and, you know, with a lot of people, sometimes they're, you know, wall outlets are a commodity, and some people just don't have enough. So I could charge my friend's power bank and my power bank and my phone at the same time. That's what that's good for here. That's great to see that. I'm very good job, Anker. You did a good job. $11. $11 on this. I think it's back up to 16 now, but yeah, that little promo code that I found a couple days ago, that was nice. All right. Well, one last feature I do want to say before we close this out, it does have the trickle charging. If you double tap the little button right here, then it puts it in a low power mode. And let's see, can we read that? Now this is meant for, like, your smartwatches, your Fitbits, that kind of stuff. So don't really have any of that stuff here because I don't use them, but that will basically keep this power bank on without it shutting off, because if you don't do that, it'll detect like, oh, there's not much wattage that this thing is accepting, this device is accepting, and it'll just turn off. So in the middle of the night or whatever, you'll be like, oh, what the heck, it didn't charge my device. But yeah, if you keep that trickle charge mode on, that little green indicator light right there, that's your slow power mode. So all in all, pretty good. I'll put this through its paces. I'll use this as my daily driver for a while, and I'll check back in a few months to let you know how this thing is. But I like it. I wish it was 30-watt input just to make it a little faster. But you know, $11. Can't beat that. This thing comes in a 10,000 and a 20,000 flavor, multiple colors too, I believe, and relatively cheap. Pretty good bang for your buck on this one. I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. If you have any questions about this power bank, let me know down in the comments. Consider subscribing and hit that like button. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.